I'm at the Bakchi Karunashray Palliative Care Center in Bhubaneswar. This is Odisha's first palliative care center for terminal cancer patients. It's run by the Bangalore Hospice Trust, a public charitable trust formed jointly by the Indian Cancer Society Karnataka chapter and Rotary Bangalore. Entrepreneur and philanthropist Shubhrato Bakchi, who is also the chief advisor for capacity building to the Odisha government, and his wife Shushmita Bakchi donated 130 crore to set up this hospice in Bhubaneswar. It has 110 beds for terminal cancer patients, in service wards, and a OPD also. The Odisha government has donated 20-acre land for this project, where work started 3 years back. The Bakchi Karunashray Palliative Care Center would become fully operational by July 2024. All the services provided at the Palliative Care Center are free of cost, right from counseling, medication, looking after the patients, providing them food, lodging, everything is taken care of at the Palliative Care Center free of cost. A light brown colored building, landscape gardens, aesthetically designed interiors, a small water body within the premises, and wards named after flowers in Odia. With this backdrop, the Bakchi Karunashray Palliative Care Center has begun partial operations in Bhubaneswar. Odisha's first such facility, with a capacity of 110 beds, provides free healthcare to poor terminally ill cancer patients to ease their suffering during the final stages. The first inpatient ward of the Rs 80 crore center was opened last month. The entire facility, with 6 wards, 8 doctors, and 100 nurses, nursing aides, and counselors, will become fully operational by July. Gurmeet Singh Randhawa, Managing Trustee of the Bangalore Hospice Trust, which runs Bakchi Karunashray, told the print that the idea behind opening the center is to provide quality palliative care to end-of-life patients, mostly from poor and low-income backgrounds, completely free of cost. The Bangalore Hospice Trust is a public charitable trust formed in 1994 jointly by Indian Cancer Society Karnataka chapter and Rotary Bangalore to provide palliative care to terminally ill patients. It runs mainly through individual donations as well as CSR funding from corporates. The center offers OPD as well as inpatient services to end of life patients. While in the OPD, patients can come, consult doctors, get free medication, and avail daycare service. In the inpatient ward, end of life cancer patients can get admission and avail services like nursing, doctor consultation, physiotherapy, counseling, besides medication and food. Currently, a team of 6 doctors, 3 counselors, 40 nursing staff, besides the administrative staff, are working at the facility. The general ratio is 1:1 for nurses to patients. A team of dedicated counselors, an integral part of any palliative care, are catering to the psychological, social, and spiritual needs of not only the patients and their caregivers, but also doctors, nurses, and staff members at the center. Keshav Sharma, who heads the counseling services at Bakchi Karunashray, told the print that while the physical pain is taken care of by doctors and nurses through medication, counselors have a difficult job.
We have team of counselors where we cater to the psychosocial spiritual needs of the patients and their caregivers, along with our staff members, our nurses, our doctors, because working in a palliative care setup for nurses, even for the staff and patients, caregivers, it gets very taxing for all of them. So we try and cater to the needs of all of them. In palliative care, we have a concept of total pain. So the pain is not only physical, pain is psychological, social, spiritual, existential, and many more. So if we look at in the concept of total pain, the physical pain is which is being taken care by the doctors, our medical doctors. So if patient has a physical pain, say pain in the stomach, so they will be giving to the medications to the patients. But if the patient, along with that stomach pain, they also have psychological pain, which is why do I have this pain? And the pain is bothering their functionalities, that they cannot move from one place to the other. which causes the psychological pain, social pain that they are not able to meet the social needs, that they are their family dysfunctionalities have happened. That is the social pain. Spiritual pain, the question on the God: why has God given this to me? Why am I, suffering like this? Why should I suffer like this? So hence, when pain, like I said, it's a concept of total pain. We as psychologists, we as counselors over here in palliative care, we take care of the psychological, social, and the spiritual aspects of the pain.
After a patient dies, Karunashray arranges the last rituals also. Dr. Praveena Karnam, Associate Medical Director and a palliative care specialist at the center, said that once a patient is admitted, the doctors first try to stabilize his symptoms. Ma'am, can you tell us what do you do here?
I'm Dr. Praveena Karnam, Associate Medical Director of Bakshi Karunashray Bhubaneswar. I have been here for the past a little more than 1 year for now, and we actually started with home care, and we are still running 2 units of home care, 2 teams of home care, and now we have started with 110 bedded hospice here in Bhubaneswar. If you ask me about my experience in Bakshi Karunashray as a palliative care specialist, this actually was not my choice of specialty, but now it's become my passion, because when I joined, I didn't join with the full knowledge of what it's going to be like, but now I know what is the role of palliative care in any person's life who has been diagnosed with life-limiting diseases, terminal diseases. But what I would like to say is, basically all the people think that the palliative care comes only at the end of life. We have to take care of the patients only when when it comes to palliative care in oncology patients, that is, cancer patients, that we have to take care of those patients who have who do not have any options of curative intent treatment. Well, yes, in hospices that is true, but otherwise in the hospitals it is not true. In the hospitals, we are involved right from the stage of diagnosis, and our stage increases as and when the disease progresses, and then we take care of the bereavement of it also after the patient passes away for the patient's family. Here, what I am trying to say is, we not only take care of the patients, but also the patient's family, because there is something called carer's distress, which is actually as distressful as patient's distress, and that needs to be addressed also. Now, coming to the patient part of palliative care, it is not only for the cancer patients, but for all the diseases who have been diagnosed with, life-limiting or terminal diseases. Like in stage organ diseases, it might be kidney, lung, heart, anything. So now, what I would like to say is, we have a set of distressing symptoms, that few set of distressing symptoms pertaining to the physical, and there are few set of distressing symptoms which are psychosocial. I think psychosocial is already been said, but then we all have to take care of it in a team. Suppose sometimes we have a patient, I think you all can imagine when I say that a patient who's been diagnosed with cancer also has got a set of psychosocial issues. So if that is not taken care of, then we can't attain that symptom-free phase in that particular patient. So we need to sit with psychologists, social workers, nurses, physiotherapists, and so many people make one team for us to take care of the patient. And this is called total care. So what do we do here? That is what we do here. So this is a hospice where we are taking care of cancer patients in their advanced stage of the disease. Oncologists send the patients to us. We see them, And if we think the patient needs to be registered in the home care, then we register the patient in the home care. And then, like I said before, we have 2 teams going for the home care every day. They go and take care of the patients. And then, as and when the patient symptoms increases, they refer the patients to us. So we admit the patients and we take care of them. We stabilize the symptoms, we control the symptoms, and then we send the patient back to home care, where the patient is again visited on everyday basis, or depending upon what is the symptom burden for them. And there is also those patients who are in their end of life. So those patients are also referred. Then we admit the patient, and then we make sure that the patient gets good death. And then, of course, like I said, we also take care of the patient's family. Now, the patients are referred to us not only to be registered to the home care, it is our call. Otherwise, if we think that the patient has got too much of symptom burden, then we directly admit the patients here, and then we do the proper assessment, and then we will know whether the patient is for only symptom management or a respite care. See, now here, respite care is something like the carer's distress is very important here. Sometimes patient has got so much of distress and so much of care has to be given at home that the primary carer at home gets into some kind of fatigue, distress. So give that to provide that kind of a respite to the patient's primary carer. We admit the patient here. This is a short stay actually. Then the patient's relatives can either stay here or at home at that time, and then patient is discharged. Now coming to the end of life care, once the patient is assessed properly, depending upon the symptom burden, we try to bring down the symptom burden. And sometimes if the patient is really in end of life care, then this cannot be achieved to the maximum point. So at that time we initiate end of life care for those patients.
What does end of care life program involve?
Actually, by definition, any patient who is in their last 48 to 72 hours are declared as in end of life care. Here, what do we do is primarily we do the initial assessment, where we will have to see whether what kind of medications the patients are on. At the same time, we also try to do the assessment about the patients, whether they are conscious or disoriented. And if they are conscious, most of the time the patients, when I say they are in end of life care, the one of the signs and symptoms of end of life care, one of the sign is they are not very conscious at that time. So we have to take care of that also. And then we make sure that all the medications who are in an oral form, that is in a tablet or capsule form, is converted to injectable form so that they can be given easily. And then we also see the patient's hygiene and dignity. So here dignity is also preserved for the patient, because when the patient is not conscious, they're not very well aware of themselves and their surroundings. So we have to take care of them. So this is also a major part of preserving patient's dignity, is also very huge part of patient care. So end of life care usually is we try to bring down all those things that can be brought down. We can correct all those things that can be corrected. The symptoms can be corrected. So for this, we need to do the very regular assessment. Like what I say is, if the patient is already in end of life care, that means the condition of the patient is changing from hour to hour. So we have to at least do 4th hourly, 2nd hourly assessment. So we have certain tables where we can note down their vitals and their mentation level and everything. Accordingly, we change our treatment. So when the patient is declared to be in end of life care, then we need to vigilantly see the patient very frequently. And as and when we encounter any problem, we go on correcting it, thereby trying to give the patient called good death.
The entire facility has 6 wards and each ward has 16 beds. Even the wards at the center have been named after flowers in Uria. There is a Champa ward, a Malli ward, Kia, Kadam, among others.
मेरा नाम प्रदीप दास, मेरा वाइफ का नाम उषारानी दास। 2023 जनवरी फरवरी पहला से उनका सीए सर्विक्स हमको मालूम हुआ। उत्कल में हम ट्रीटमेंट हुआ था, 1 साल हो गया, अभी भी वो कुछ क्योर नहीं हुआ, ज़्यादा पेन हुआ था। मैं आकर अभी बच्ची कोरोना आश्रय में मेरा वाइफ को मैं ट्रीटमेंट कर रहे हैं। अभी वो अच्छा है, पेन भी रिलीफ है। इसीलिए हम सोच रहे हैं कि मेरा वाइफ को कैसे पेन रिलीफ होना चाहिए। हम भी बड़ी हम यहाँ पे हम होम केयर में थे। 4 दिन पहले हम यहाँ थे। मेरा वाइफ का सीए सर्विक्स, ये सर्विक्स को सर्जरी नहीं हो पाया और रेडिएशन केमो देने से वो साइड इफेक्ट निकल गया। साइड इफेक्ट के बाद मेरा वाइफ ही अभी ऐसे ही पड़ रहा है बेड में। मेरा पास पैसा नहीं, मैं अभी चिंता में हूँ।
आप क्या करते हो, रहते कहाँ पे?
मैं कुछ नहीं करते, गांव में छोटा सा फार्मर हूँ। मैं कुछ नहीं करते।
कहाँ रहते हैं?
मेरा नाम हम लोग कोणास ब्लॉक पूरी डिस्ट्रिक्ट के सरपुर में रहते हैं।
वहाँ से आप यहाँ पे आए हैं?
वहाँ से अब हम यहाँ पे आए हैं और 1 साल तक यहाँ हम भाड़ा में रहते हैं। भाड़ा में रखकर मेरा वाइफ का इलाज कर रहा हूँ। मेरा पास पैसा नहीं है, इसलिए हम बहुत तकदीर में पड़ गया है।
यहाँ पर आपको सारी सर्विस कैसे मिल रहा है?
यहाँ पर मुझे थोड़ा रिलैक्स मिल रहा है और अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट मिल रहा है, अच्छा खाना का पेशेंट को खाना मिल रहा है, रहना का भी अच्छा है।
आपको यहाँ का पता कैसे चला?
बागची का पता हमको चला कि उत्कल में मेरा एक डॉक्टर थे, वही बोला मुझे कि तुम चले जाओ बागची पैलिएटिव केयर को, बागची कोरोना आश्रय को। हम मेरा वाइफ को लेकर यहाँ चले आए। आने के बाद यहाँ से अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट हो रहा है।
The hospice space has been landscaped keeping in mind the patient's general frame of mind. There is a lot of greenery and a water body inside the premises. The idea is that when a patient gets depressed and stressed out, he or she can come to these diversional therapy spaces. Doctors at the hospice say water gives positive vibes. Currently, the doctors and staff quarters are getting completed. The Karunashray Institute of Palliative Care and Research is also coming up at the facility. It will open in another 6 months. This will impart training to doctors, nurses, and nurse aides about palliative care services. The training for nursing assistants is free. Tribal girls will be provided free training here. The hospice has been designed keeping the patients in mind. You will see a number of small water bodies like this and greenery all around. The idea is that when a patient feels depressed or stressed out, he or she can come for these diversional therapy spaces. This is Maushami Das Gupta for The Print.